Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As usual, as soon as we start this program, you can pick up a telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything. Politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, any topical issue of the day, any issue trending. And you could interrupt us at any time because we take calls. In our program, we like to provoke discussions. We want to encourage Grenadians, people in the Caribbean, anyone who listening to us on the internet, on social media, to discuss your issues. We could solve problems. We don't have to fight over everything. You have war going on between Chad and Sudan, and thousands of people have to leave their homeland and run. Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine is an independent country, but Russia believe that they must not make decisions on their own. They're bombing them into oblivion. China and Japan fighting over a group of islands. Israel and the Palestine. And we in Grenada too, we're fighting. 110,000 people, but we're fighting with one another. We could sit down together and discuss issues, fundamental issues, things, activities, and principles that are very important or essential. You call it fundamental issues. You have issues between two political parties. Sometimes you support this political party, another person support that political party. I like to ask, what is the difference between the two political parties? What is the fundamental difference? What is the cardinal difference? What is the essential difference? What are the vital differences? Families in home fighting, mother and father fighting, children, pandemonium breaking out over what? So we want to provoke discussion and encourage people to discuss issues and come up with solutions. Thank you, caller. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my sister.
We have an issue here of dengue fever. And for years, we have had the department from the Ministry of Health, the vector control, working in our communities. We now have added garbage collection, 2 days, in some cases 3 days in our areas. So we are getting assistance. So it's up to us as family and as everybody to put hands on deck and help to curb this situation. Already you have a couple people hospitalized, and we could put a stop on it if we continue to throw away the empty pans and make sure that they go in the appropriate place and don't stay in the surrounding to collect water. This is where the mosquito breed. Look at the vase in the house with the flowers. The mosquito would breed there too. And it is said that the mosquito is one of the main insect that helps to spread the dengue fever. So we too have a part to play if we do what we ought to do and help to curb that. And let us all look out for each other. Have a great evening, Mr. Pierre. Thank you.
Yes, my sister. And mosquito, Zika, West Nile, chikungunya, dengue, malaria. Mosquito as an animal kill more people than any other domesticated animal or wild animal in the world. Perhaps they kill more people than all other animals put together. Mosquito. Small, little mosquito. Everybody like to produce their own breed of mosquito. Gazukak. Bottles. Coconut, instead of cutting it in a manner where you have it collecting water. Cocoa pad. Flower spot. Tires. You name it. Every house you go in Grenada, they have their own breed of mosquito sharing with the neighbors. Mosquito from St. George's doesn't come up in the country unless you bring it up on the bus or bring it down in the vehicle. So more often than not, you produce your own mosquito. When they ask you to take vaccine, no, you don't want it. We had Zika, West Nile, chikungunya. The last time we had chikungunya outbreak, they tell people control the breeding site of mosquito. Some people say breeding site of mosquito what? They drink out all the papayi leaf in Ticolor. They say papayi leaf go kill. So we head kind of hard. We're paying a serious price for it. And it's so sad and unfortunate that even the people who have a briefcase of certificate still talking a bag of tautology where disease is concerned. And that's the challenge we have. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Where Ticolo is?
See, that's why I always encourage people to teach your 5-year-old the names of the villages in the parish. Once you hear people start to do that, you will be amazed of the amount of names. And make sure you don't know where Mount Kabuit is, and Kumande, and Tukongo, and Congo Tong. If you teach your 5-year-old the names of the villages in the parish, your child will get bright because the vocabulary will increase. Most of the men can't spell, but then women could spell.
Not that I ask you, where Ticolo?
Well, I'm trying to tell you where. It'll take time.
You take time with Ticolo?
Yeah, it'll take time. Ticolo is my best little community.
Yeah, but which place, which village, which
Well, I'm trying to tell you. You have to, first of all, do a little research. Ask the children to learn the names of the village in the parish.
Yeah, but when I tell the children and they ask me where Ticolo is, what is that?
What we do, we cut a piece of cardboard and we let the children start with the villages they know. And when they ask their friends in the school, and most of the men, if your man is you have a son or a relative that is a bus driver, bus conductor, carpenter, if he hot, you know almost the villages, all the villages.
Okay, Mr.
Yeah?
P.
And then in that way, we get our 5-year-old children intelligent. It is not genetics that causing the problem in the country. It's environmental factors.
Next question.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre, applaud Miss Lewis for this morning program.
I did not hear.
Oh, you didn't hear?
Yeah, gone in the blind.
Yeah, because they put it on the chat and they asked to go and listen. I applaud her. But you know, Mr. Pierre, yeah, some people in the social media is like they're not living in Grenada.
We have a war going on in social media. You know?
Mr. Pierre,
A psychological and propaganda war.
People, we must pay ourselves respect. We don't respect it. We self that I'm your children. I don't know what you're going to tell your children. Because if you could put in that on social media, if the lady have she face with she powder dye she business, she work for it, she don't go and take it in nobody else.
What you have on your face?
Oh, you check it out?
What you have on your face?
Only what she see long to put powder on your face.
Powder?
So she do.
Powder and she like a lipstick.
Social media sit down minding your business for you.
But you notice a lot of the people who say the most horrendous things on social media, they don't have in their true name and their profile. You know?
I'm proud of Miss Lewis. Miss Lewis, keep up your good work. You go and run for country. You didn't go and run for party.
She just accept a gift from God. So
that
she go
it.
high up in my esteem.
That is it.
I like to see women in politics with their own children and the man and the family.
You vote for her and you didn't vote because you vote. You vote for a good leader. You vote for a good minister. Check Dr. Morris. Check Miss Wood. All of them is NMP. Check Miss Abola. They NMP. Some of them go in there. They didn't go for party. They go for handful. And when they get it, they want to course you on the bargain. I'm proud of you, Miss Lewis, and keep up your good work. God bless you, and we're going to link up again. God bless you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I want to encourage Grenadians. Teach your 5-year-old the names of the villages in the parish. It is not hard. It's easy. Get some cardboard, cut it like card, and ask the bigger sister, the bigger one in the house to write down the name. Start with the village you live in. By the time the children go to school, they interact with other children from other village. Some of you men have plenty women, so you're going to know different villages. Some boys they work on sales van. These people know the whole community. Get the names of the village, and you're going to hear some very unique names. River Sally alone have so much a unique, interesting names. And people are going to be more patriotic, more proud of the community. So when they get a little certificate, they stay in town, they're not coming back in River Sally. Because there's only one place they know in River Sally, Joe Contoy. They don't know nowhere else. But if you make them know the names of the village, because there is a lot of history in it, we have to do better. We could do better. We have a responsibility to our children. Teach them the names of the village. Could you imagine the 5-year-old know the majority of the village in his parish? That means he has a good vocabulary. Could you imagine a 5-year-old knows the names of 20 flowers plant? The pronunciation. Don't ask the man to spell. Most of men, they can't spell. Since they leave school, some of them don't touch a book. But the women could do that. But the men could find out the names of the village. So you're going to be able to have a good relationship, a communicative relationship with your man. Instead of every time you come, you're cussing him. Yow, 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 yow. And sometimes he's glad to make a little conflict, particularly on Friday, to go again. So you help to encourage him. And in that way, you're going to be able to interact with your children better. If your boyfriend or your spouse is a fisherman, teach your children the name of fish in the sea. We could do better with our children. We could do more. Some parents in Grenada have it well locked down. About 15 to 20% of the parents. Their children are doing well. But your children is not doing so good. And remember, the schools does not produce success story. They hatch onto success story. So we want to encourage you to do that. And as the sister say, dengue fever is on the rise. We could control it. Don't let mosquito bite you. And the mosquito that cause dengue, they like the light. We generally use all kind of chemicals and spray behind nuisance mosquitoes. But the mosquito that cause dengue will bite you in the day and in the light. So maybe you have to put on some clothes. Sometimes when you go out, you forget all your clothes home. So try to remember when you're going out to put on your clothes. Sometimes in the evening time, you have to wear long sleeves or use some insect repellent. When you get sick, it's a lot of time wasting, it's expensive, and it could have disastrous effect on those who depend on you. So we must be able to discuss issues and settle problems. The government of Grenada, led by Prime Minister Dick Mitchell, has declared a very fundamental issue in the country. When he was campaigning, he campaigned for with a transformative agenda. Transformation, that is fundamental. That was one of the fundamental difference between Deacon's campaign and NNP campaign. NNP campaign on continuity, but Deacon campaign on transformation, dramatic change, transformation. But later on, Deacon said about 2 or 3 weeks after he won the election, he said it is not transformation, it is restorative justice. And I was puzzled. I was baffled. So I wait for a long while, always nudging to understand what they mean by restorative justice. I am convinced today. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
I would like to know where T-Color is too, because I don't know. I don't know if it's a secret or if you know Stella.
What parish you from?
Are they on the Victoria side?
Right. So it's a very important thing. Yes, so I'm going to answer your offer.
Okay.
Yes. It's a very important thing I've been telling people. Now, T-Color is so significant. Everybody must know where that is. Now, the best way to start that is to go after the little children. Because sometimes you ever hear the story, gardening T-Color, December, man don't want work, December, fig like mosquito leg. You see, you have to be a Grenadian that engrossed in its history and culture. I'm a man who don't really interested in history in school. He's a bag of lies. But I like our history, our people's history, our family history. If we know our family history, we must know what T-Color is. A lot of us have hunters in our family. We have agriculturists. We have cultural people. So I think one of the best ways to start is to get your 5-year-old to start to know the names of the villages in the community. If you speak into a very highly educated intellectual, he might tell you it's tricolor. You might say it's tricolor. But when you speak to the villagers, they could tell you it's T-color, because that is more romantic, more practical, more real. So it's an important thing for the government has declared, although we campaign on transformation, it is not transformation, it is restorative justice. The Prime Minister of Grenada, Dick Mitchell, is a lawyer. And lawyers' strongest points is words. So this is not Andy Aran that makes this statement, or Kieran James that makes this statement. It is the Prime Minister of Grenada, and he's a lawyer. And he said we campaign on transformation, but it is not transformation. It is restorative justice. The Prime Minister must explain to us what he means by restorative justice. For the last 9 months, I've been nudging them to tell us. But I am convinced that restorative justice as is practice, the implementation of it is political vengeance and victimization. And I ask, what is the reason? What is the justification? Who done wrong to the NDC? It is quite true that the NDC lost election on 3 occasions when they lost all the seats. Did you wrong? Why you lose the election? The NDC lost the election because they attacked the poor. They attacked the marginalized. They was hostile to the elderly. They disadvantaged the Imanis. They fought among themselves. They sold 13 pieces of Grenada property. They sold property that did not belong to them. They cut down Belvedere nutmeg. That is why they lost election. Nobody did you wrong. So now the NDC seems to be blaming the Grenadian public and they're seeking restorative justice. What is the justification for that? And I constantly appeal to them. I want them to discontinue their implementation of restorative justice. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes. So I want them to discontinue that practice. Because if this policy take trend, if the policy take root in this country for years to come, we're going to fracture this community. There is no justification for restorative justice. After 1983, post the coup d'etat, some would say the revolution, there might have been a reason, because over 3,000 people went to jail without charge, without trial, without an opportunity to defend themselves. Another 3,000 to 4,000 had to flee Grenada or face heavy manners. The revolution supervised over the worst crimes in Grenada after slavery and colonialism. So if the call came post-83, one might have said that there was justification. But people ask for reconciliation and forgiveness. And a genuine attempt was made to reconcile. It took time. But you could have seen the Kodites, the Bishopites, the Gayites, they worked together, they intermingled with NDC and NNP. They evolved. So one could say a genuine attempt was made to reconcile and to forgive. In 2023, why is a government took a fundamental position and asking for restorative justice? I call on the Minister of Finance, Dennis Cornwall, the Minister of Agriculture, Tourism, Economic Planning, Lennox Andrew. Why is it you are supporting restorative justice in this country? You men must know, you must know the disastrous impact that policy would have in Grenada. Why are you encouraging it? Look at the voice of the teachers' union. The teachers' union seems to be an agent of restorative justice. They showed no solidarity with the Public Workers Union, who was crying out for many of their members that lost their job, was not given due process. The teachers' union executive showed no solidarity with them. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my caller, welcome.
Yes, I want to go on record too with the others to congratulate Miss Kate Peters. I think she did very well this morning. She was trying to be tricked by Miss that lady, Miss Jeremiah and Mr. Jude Bernard, but she was able to cover them. And that's it. I don't think nobody could complain that she gave the government.
No NNP could complain.
Well, those that complain, they lost already.
Yeah, because you see,
because she gave the members of the NDC the right. She praised them when she thought that they did right. She gave them the benefit of what they did when they went right. So she didn't play around. But those that was trying to see they could quiz off there, like Mr. Jude Bonner and Miss Jeremiah, they failed.
You were satisfied with her?
Yes.
What's significant, she said?
Well, what's significant is that she was able to praise the government in starting this new program that they started. She was able to praise them where she thought they supported some of the projects that NMP had. She was able to praise them in that direction. And that is good, a politics. And I like those kind of politics. When people do things right, you praise them. When they're wrong, you see it as it is. She was quizzing us to Miss Delma Thomas, and she was able to say it as what she expected and not what they expected to hear. So I think it was good.
All right.
Good.
Yes, my brother. What do you understand by restorative justice?
Well, you have explained it already.
Because, I mean,
at first when I heard the word, I was sort of taken back as to what it really. But after the gentleman spoke in Trinidad, and you explain it, I get to realize.
Yeah.
But at first, I wasn't aware. You see, the revolution brings so many words to us that we didn't know. Communism, socialism, and all the same, imperialism. These words and them was like way for us. But after the revolution, around the revolution, we get to know a lot of these meanings and a lot of these things that they say.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We don't know if the Prime Minister of Grenada, Dick Mitchell, after he made attempt to evoke moral bishop spirit, want to blame people or want to punish people for the failure of the revolution. What is it the Prime Minister mean by restorative justice? And I even get more worried when I heard the president of the Teachers Union calling for the head of public officers. If the union president or the Teachers Union executive had fundamental difference with the Public Workers Union, they should have taken it to the TUC. That is what the Trade Union Council for. They should have taken the fundamental difference with the Public Workers Union to the Grenada Trade Union Council to look for some amicable settlement. But when you use May Day, when you go out in the public and you show no solidarity for the struggles of the Public Workers Union, and you compounded it by calling for the head of their members, then something is definitely wrong. TUC should call in both unions and see if they can get an amicable settlement between them. This is unheard of and it is uncalled for in Grenada. If the Teachers Union have problem with the Public Workers Union, go to TUC. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, I too want to weigh in on and give some kudos to Honorable Kate Lewis Peters, because trust me, you see, the gotcha questions and the so-called people are hiding behind telephone, want to call and disrespect any politician that is an MP, right, or they deem an NMP MP. They will call and try to sound so eloquent and they go on disrespectful rant. I heard them, Mr. Pierre, for the last 9 years, these NMP members and MPs was chastised all the way up, down, left, right, center. Do you know they are giving the person that is doing that some kind of praise, like this guy do something good? Let me tell you what happened in Grenada. Honorable Mitchell, you will be chastised. Honorable Cornwall, you will be chastised. Honorable Gaetan Lacrette, you will be chastised. And trust me, this thing is not about taking the high road and high respect anymore. Because let me tell you what I'm going to say. When you call in and disrespect a female member of parliament as a female, I listened to a lady called former Minister Hood and tell her all kind of things. And this is a culture that we cultivated in Grenada. We see this culture, and I'm always saying this NDC is the Republican Party, the model of the Republican Party.
Caller.
I'm telling you, I have no remorse for saying this. I ain't taking the high road. I'm taking this road. I'm taking it to them.
One could easily say that the Democratic Party in America is so left they're supporting anything. You see?
Well, no. Well, if you look at the politics right now, you can't say that. Because trust me, on Mother's Day, if you look at what the former president of America did, the one-term president, and I keep saying, if you know what is a one-term president in America is a very significant thing, right? But we didn't Grenada. I'm making reference to Grenada now.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
You cannot say nothing on social media. You cannot say nothing on radio. You have a studio on a certain radio station.
You could say, you see, caller, we have to remember that the NNP under Kit Mitchell, Peter David, Emlyn, Miss Modeste, and the others, they set such a high standard where accepting criticism at such a high standard, it is extremely difficult, perhaps, for the NDC to walk in. But it's a template that they must walk in. I have heard,
Mr. Pierre,
I've heard them criticize the church in the worst way. I've heard them curse the ministers in the worst way. And I have not seen any retaliatory action from these ministers. And that is good.
Exactly my point. And I think we had to come to the stage where we had to stop that nonsense. Because you know why?
I don't think that we
let fester. And
that is wishful
No, we let fester. And Dr. Mitchell, as Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, he let it go on for too long. Dr. Mitchell. For too long.
We have a democratic country. You have freedom of the press. If you object with them, take them to court. We must never try to censor them. We have to applaud and be highly appreciative of the level of tolerance shown by Dr. Kit Mitchell and the other ministers. Every one of them. One have to be proud of them.
I feel that tolerance, Mr. Pierre, that tolerance that they had caused them the last election.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
yes.
That tolerance, and if they don't,
it might have cost them the last election, but I think it is better for the country. Because now we will ask Dick Mitchell the very said questions in a more respectable manner to show standard and quality.
But he's not facing us.
Eventually he will.
Mitchell is not facing us.
Yes, he may not.
He might be too late.
No, he eventually will. If he didn't answer those questions, the electorate would answer it for him.
Let him continue being a Ligairu and say, here. Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, you see, we have to be tolerant with our democratic process. We could strengthen the democratic process in Grenada. We have the infrastructure, we have the medium, we have the means. We don't have to be disrespectful, even if another side is disrespectful. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes,
Pierre.
caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, I would like to publicly applaud Honorable Kate Lewis.
You listen to your radio in the back. Just ignore your radio and talk on the phone.
On to the point.
You have to turn down that radio. It's disturbing you.
I would say she did a marvelous job. She came to speak on the issues affecting Grenadans, and that's what she did. To the naysayers, remember, no one is perfect. Everybody make mistakes. And when someone is on a program and they're speaking about an issue, call or comment as it relates to the issue. But you all are not doing that. And Miss Louise Peters stood her ground this morning and she showed you all that her being on the program this morning is not to be dismayed or to be distracted by you all. And it's time all you these NDC people learn that. Her mentor is Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell. And for you all information, all you try hard on numerous occasions and all you can distract him. And those that he taught, and he taught very well, you all would not be able to distract them. Not now, no time at all. Again, kudos to Miss Kate Louis Peters, and I'm encouraging the other members of the NMP to stand firm, to stay focused, and let us deal with the issues that are affecting Grenadians. Because when an NDC MP is on a program, all you hear is saying, oh, yes, you're doing good, but they're not pointing out to him that, okay, this is happening, how are you going to address that? They're not putting that to him at all. But things that happened way back when, Langekai, they want to bring it and ask our ministers. You understand? But things right in the nose, right in the face, they're not touching it at all. But you know what? A day is coming.
Yeah.
A day is coming. A day is coming. A ballot day is coming again. And Kate Louis Peters would stand again. She will stand again.
Yeah.
Try as all you may. All you wouldn't be able to get her down.
Right.
None of the others all you'll be able to get down. Ballot day is coming again for you, and it's coming very soon, sooner than all you thought. Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, thank you. Well, Kate, you look at you impressed. Some NNP this morning. Let's go. Next one on the board. Let's go. Punch.
Mr.
Let's
Pierre, good
go.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre,
Go right ahead.
comparing the NNP candidates and comparing the NDC candidates is a big difference. If you look at these people, they have no love for nobody in Grenada, no gratitude at all. And when they're on a program, they only talk about things that happened way back when. They're not looking at the present thing what affecting the people right about now. They're afraid to talk about the things that are affecting the people right about now. And like NMP people, we cannot speak. Before we start to speak, they want to take out our head. You know, we speak for our right and we speak for things that are affecting the country and affecting the people in the country. But the NDC people, like they're blind. They're balling with their mouth closed. They're feeling the pinch, but they're shaved. Yesterday I was shocked to hear an NDC supporter cuss me. And yesterday I was shocked to hear he come and confess to me at speaking honest God truth. He said, I'm lying dry. I'm really surprised at these people. Look what happening. They have a program, they say $30,000 is a grant, right? One person, the daughter, the son, and them themselves are talking about concrete evidence. That comes from the horse's mouth from inside of them. And right now, they're fighting amongst themselves. Underneath. They're fighting real bad. But tell them, NNP people, stay focused. And the time is coming. They tell me I must not this and I must not that, but I tell them, NNP people are blessed people, and whatever,
Everybody
God will bless me when I go there.
We can.
And I will sell my stuff. So I don't bother in them. They know me and they know who I am. They know I'm a diehard NNP and I won't change. I'm not a Guana. I stay in NNP and I die in NNP. And since 1984, I'm an NNP and I stay in NNP. Mr. Pierre, things are rough in this country. It's real rough. Bad. And the 2 weeks pay there was yesterday and like nobody get paid. So this 2 weeks, this fortnight pay and whatever, he ain't worth nothing. The commissioner don't know what he's doing. He don't understand about politics. He don't understand about poor people. When I listen to this man history from his homegrown people, this man never grew up with a family that loved nobody. He never come out and
We have to
play
be careful
on the
with
street
that.
with nobody.
We have
He was
to
a
be
a home here, inside, man.
Yeah, but we have to be
So when you grow
careful.
up in that way, you can't love for people.
All right. Okay.
You understand? I
Right.
live in the area with an NDC here and he cussing me now. He don't even understand what's going on.
All right. Okay.
He ain't catching
Yeah.
tail.
But we have to be careful when
Right.
we have to be careful when
Can
we're
see
talking about. Yes, scholar.
And as the ladies, soon as they expect, we going back to the pool. And I
Right.
tell them, they're getting the same cut skin again because they ain't doing nothing. They are one-tom people and die what they have, they will stay one-tom and they will. NDC will never change.
Yes.
Don't care
Thank
who
you.
leader they have, don't care what the leader preach, they have a cause.
Yes.
When
Thank
you
you.
touch old
Thank you,
people,
caller.
elderly people,
Caller, I know we're warming up,
disabled
but thank
people,
you.
cost more.
Thank you, caller.
Mr.
Thank
Pierre,
you.
he want to talk to you, but I don't want
Thank
that
you,
man to say
thank
nothing
you.
to you. He's an NDC,
Thank
and I
you.
don't want him to.
Let him speak.
I don't want him to say nothing. Mr. Pierre, have a good day.
Right.
Continue your
All
program.
right,
Do
thank
what
you.
you're doing.
Thank
And
you.
enlighten the people.
Thank
Have
you,
a good day.
caller. Yeah. The number to call is 4420175, and we cannot fall in this issue about good people and blessed people and these people, of course. All of us is Grenadians, all of us are good people, and all of us are blessed. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, afternoon.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Asking about restorative justice.
Restorative justice, yeah.
Restorative justice, so to speak. How about informing me about some of the questions that the IMF and which other one is in Grenada to inquire about right now? What about it? What do we need to know? The IMF and the CDB, I think, in Grenada doing some inquiries. Can you tell us what it's all about? Do you know?
Normally, you find these international organizations always come in and review your performance. They just give Barbados a thumbs up for the performance and the management. So you will always find that on a regular basis. I like to pay attention a lot to fundamental issues because this is a question of management. So when they come, they review Grenada, and I believe Grenada is still going good because a number of discipline was legislated, the government kept to it. In addition to that, the government is not broke. The government is collecting more money per month than they budgeted for. The government is quite capable to pay the bills. The International Monetary Fund and Organization, they care about balancing the book. So the government here could get a thumbs up, although hundreds of people, thousands of people are unemployed and disadvantaged. These International Monetary Fund and Organization concerns about balancing the book. That is the reason why the National Democratic Congress was able to balance the book, although they cut social programs. You know? So this is the issue now. They hear about balancing the book, and that's what they're concerned about. We have to be concerned about what happened to the people in the lower income group. The individuals are out on the job. You're likely to have more social problems. These people wouldn't starve. You might have increasing predial larceny, increasing violence, increasing individuals trying their hand at drugs. You may well have that. Yes, caller, welcome.
Sir Pierre,
Yes, caller, welcome.
I listened to one of the MN people there. That's what they point to Ghanaians. I'm ashamed about this guy. Can you imagine that this guy is going to Ghanaian this name? Yeah. I'm disappointed in you to allow this guy all this kind of thing.
What was
You
the
should
name
never
he
allow that.
called them, sir? What was the name
You
he
hear the guy
called
just-
them?
They're stupid, this, that, all kind of thing.
What you see, and you hear what you're saying. Hear what you're saying, caller. You disappointed in me from letting him call them the name. I've let you call all kind of name on the radio. I've permitted you to say wicked, evil on the radio. I'm not a man who believes in censoring people once they're not libelous.
let me tell you something. I am a NDC. I'm a Grenadian. He is an NMP. He's a Grenadian too. Why are you going to NMP, NDC people in this way, derogative way?
You see
That's
that?
the training now you're giving? That's the training you're giving?
Scholar, you heard me chastise, Scholar. You heard me chastising the foreign minister for saying we the good people. A member of parliament, we the good people. Willie, we the good people. This is what giving rise to these things. When the members of the National Democratic Congress gone public and saying we the good people, that is what giving rise to this retaliation. And now you offended.
Never say that. The Prime Minister never said that. I could assure you that.
The Prime Minister...
I never hear the Prime Minister say that in no meeting.
Caller, you never heard the Prime Minister...
never...
Caller, you never heard the Prime Minister say that. But the Prime Minister never take issue with Mr. Andal when he said we the good people. And he never took issue with other people in Parliament that said that. And the Prime Minister said, it is not transformation, it is restorative justice. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Hey, caller?
No, I hear saying that, but Mr.
Me, you hear saying that?
We are good people, so I don't know what is the issue. So you're trying to tell Ghanaian there is bad people?
All right, thank you. Caller, you're trying to... Caller, I got to tie up the truth on you, know. I don't play tape, but on Friday, listen to us. I'm going to ask to play the tape where the Prime Minister said restorative justice, where Mr. Andal said we the good people. And if you give me your number, I'll post it where Willie said we the good people. And that is where that started. And we have to encourage other Grenadians not to end up in it. We are all good people. We are all blessed people. The guy said NDC, of course, and I think that will offend you quite a lot. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
This man calling the station all the time, disrespecting you. And because he hears somebody say something about someone else, you want to call. What happened to him? Mr. Pierre, that man has something holding for you?
Nobody see, that is what is happening in our country. We disrespecting some people.
Them just, all them NDC and them is just the same bunch of people. They have this kind of mentality or they will not go.
And we have to try to encourage them to change.
But that man sick. That man real sick. I think that man have a secret holding for you, Mr. Pierre.
Well,
I don't know why that man just keep on listening to him.
Well, it's only rum he might know what type of rum I drink.
Only rum he does.
He might know what type of rum I drink. That's the only secret.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon. Have a blessed day.
Yes. Thank you, darling. We want to encourage individuals. The time has come. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah,
that guy who keep calling me. Your program is very informative. Your program is so elegant, so you're learning a lot of things that he know. So that's hurting him. And when we call and we talk about the things that are affecting the country, that has hurt him. Leave him, you'll get struck one of these days.
No. We don't want him to do that. Then he can call the program.
Yeah,
I want him to call the program.
People and them, they don't want no love.
Yeah.
They don't want no love.
No, we have
and
to
every time we talk the truth, they want to die. They want to dead. They stay there and dead.
No, I don't want him die. I don't want him die.
Your program?
I want him call
your program is so interesting that they have to listen. Even Marshall and Scott program they're listening to.
Yeah, well, we want people.
You understand?
Yeah, we want them listen. We want people to listen.
Yeah, why do you think they're listening?
And we must discuss these.
Because it's very interesting topics. Yeah. So they have to listen.
Yeah.
And when they listen now, they want to dead.
No, I don't want
we speak the truth. Is the truth that has offend people? You know?
Yeah, the population in Greater is small. We want to make more children in Greater.
I do business.
And I encouraging them to take about 20,000 Haitians.
I do business.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We have to encourage us to love one another. Yes, caller, welcome. Caller, turn down all the volume and call us again. Yeah, we want to encourage Grenadians to work together, and this is why we're taking strong objection to the Prime Minister Restorative Justice Policy. Yes, Colin,
Hello,
welcome.
good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
I know, Mr. Pierre, a lot of people have, what has NNP done to Grenada, in a sense, a lot of people that they have lifted the mindset of a lot of people and the lifestyle of many people, you know. And now, I think certain conditions might deprive and, you know, I get you in a hyper, but people still need to know that NNP is based on governance and democracy, while the other side is not. And everything, whatever has to be done here, I mean, Dr. Mitchell is not just an ordinary politician, yeah? He knows exactly what is taking place in Grenada, and he knows how to go about doing it. And we can't do anything through ignorance. You cannot actually, if you believe in true democracy, you have to do everything in a proper democratic way, because they will try to find out a lot of ways to hit at you, but you have to be very careful, yeah? So I ask all our people, I know many, even myself, at times, you know, you get frustrated over something, but you have to control the situation and don't let the situation control you. You know, be more human, be more mindset, think positive. It is not just about one day or one moment. Life has to go on. And don't let anger control over your, you know, problems, yeah? Stay focused and don't worry. It's just a matter of time. Okay?
Yes, caller. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. P. Have a blessed
Yes,
afternoon.
I like that, caller. We want to remind our people to stay focused. We have to remind our people that all of us are good people in Grenada. All of us are blessed. When rain falls, it falls for all of us. We have to try to deal good with one another. And this is why I'm taking objection with the Prime Minister's statement about restorative justice. It is divisive. It is totally unnecessary. The Prime Minister and his policy is breaking up the fabric of our society. And I call on the moderate members of the National Democratic Congress to ask the Prime Minister to disband the policy of restorative justice. Yes, caller, welcome.
Blessed afternoon to you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
An excellent program.
Yeah,
Mr. Pierre, you know, one of the things that is happening is a lot of frustration. The ruling opposition party that is governing at this point in time.
The opposition party not in power.
Yes, they are. That's the NDC, because you see, they still think that they are in opposition.
Okay, I like the relation. Yeah.
So they're very frustrated. They have power, but they don't. You understand? So that's why I say the ruling opposition party, right? They are frustrated, and you are doing an excellent job in giving them a chance to vent. We are all Grenadians. We are concerned about our country, right? So we want them to keep on listening and venting. And so that is how we can get through to them. Have a good day, sir.
Yes, caller, thank you. I am extremely concerned when a political party, without no justification and no reason, is initiating a policy that they call restorative justice. What is the value for that? What is the reason? What is the justification? And I call on my brother Dennis Cornwall, Minister of Finance, and Lennox Andrew, Economic Planning, Tourism and Agriculture, to counsel the Prime Minister and to move away from restorative justice. Look at what this policy has done to the teachers' union executive. They use May Day of all day to openly attack the Public Workers Union, calling for the members to be fired and showing no solidarity with members of the Public Workers Union whose members have been fired without due process. If the teachers' union had that issue before they bring it to the public, they should have taken it to the umbrella body, TUC. The action of the teachers' union is unacceptable. You should have taken your issue to the Grenada Trade Union Council to settle it. You came in the public. You showed no solidarity with the Public Workers Union. And you were calling for the head. You're calling for the members to be fired. This is unacceptable. And I believe, as an educator, you ought to know better, because you know that restorative justice is basically political vengeance. And there is no justification for it. But I would like you to publicly state what is the justification for restorative justice. And you know, these things are important, and we are supposed to speak about it. We have the medium, and by speaking about it, exchanging ideas, discussing it, quite a lot of problems could be solved without having serious problems, without fracture in our country. We are a small community, 110,000 people. We cannot afford to have every issue ending up in conflict. We're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1 for another opportunity for you to punch. Thank you very much.